Hi there, I'm sure many of you guys have heard of and used armor stands in your command block creations, but since Minecraft 1.9 came out, we have a new entity to use, the area effect cloud. Now clouds don't replace stands, both entities are good for different things, they have their pros and cons. Let's start with comparing the lag caused by the two entities. So we're in an empty world with 0 entities in it. I'm at around 500 FPS. Let this be our baseline. I'll summon some stands. That's a pretty regular armor stand. This other command, however, is doubling the amount of armor stands in the world. You can see how many entities exist in the world right there in the top left. So that's 2 stands, 4, 8, etc. And at 512 stands my FPS is at around 250. Let's keep going. So the game is struggling a bit, one more time. And at this point the game is pretty much unplayable, 2 FPS at 2000 stands. Now let's try the same with clouds. Similar commands. This one summons an area effect cloud with a set duration to never expire. And this one doubles the amount of clouds. And here we go again. 8, 16, 64, 1000, and that's 2000 of them. With the same amount of stands we had 2 FPS. Let's see how many we can have before that happens. 8000. That's relatively okay, but the lag is noticeable. It's pretty bad at 16,000, getting almost 40 FPS. One more time. And it looks like the limit for me is about 32,000 clouds. That means clouds are about 8 to 16 times more efficient when it comes to performance. It's mostly because they don't need to be rendered, while stands do, even the marker and the invisible ones. So that's it, right? Clouds are better. Well, not really. As I've said before, both have their pros and cons, and in some situations it's better to use one over the other. I'll go through them now. First up we have display. Clouds aren't capable of displaying anything except potion particles, while stands can be used to display armor and items. This feature is also useful in some right-click detection systems. Stands can be affected by motion, while clouds cannot. They need to be teleported instead. Stands are also killed or moved by explosions, depending on if they're invulnerable or not. This behavior is sometimes desired. Clouds, however, don't care about explosions. They can do some things stands can't do though. For example, a single cloud can be used to immediately apply multiple effects to an entity without any ticking effect commands. And you can have them disappear after a set amount of time by adjusting their duration tag. With stands, you'd need a separate scoreboard. So when should you use clouds and when should you use stands? Clouds are good for things like floating text like this one. They're also a great marker entity which is invisible for players in spectator mode, unlike stands. You will want to use stands whenever you need to display anything, or need an entity that would follow an arc, or anything else that a cloud wouldn't let you do. And that would be it for today. I hope that now you see the upsides and downsides of both entities. Bye!